What is up, YouTube? I'm back again with another review. Today we're going to be filming outside. It's decent out. Not on this street, but the field over. They're doing construction, so you could probably hear that noise in the background, but since it's foggy out, the air is a lot more denser and it's harder for sound to travel, so hopefully it won't bother us too much. And there's your useless science fact for the day. But anyways, so today we're going to be reviewing the Rothco EMS Deluxe Holster Set. So I already reviewed this one, which is their normal one. You got your trauma shears, bandage shears, or Kelly forceps, I think, pen light, and then tweezers, and a case, Velcro. It's a decent set. These ones run about $20, $25, that range. And then they also offer this kind, which on Rothco's website they offer these for $71. They're definitely not worth $71. I picked this one up for $52. That's the kind of price range you're going to see these ones in. Usually I haven't seen them under $45, so that's probably a decent price to pay for them. Obviously its case is a lot bigger. You got a pocket up front right here for a CPR pocket mask, or maybe some gloves, which I got this one here, and I'll show you how that fits. And it's a little bit of a tight fit, but honestly what I'd probably do is just take this out here. So let's say I just want to carry gloves. I got my nitrile non-latex ones. Boom. I could probably fit a couple more packs in there, honestly, if I wanted to. Or your one-time use CPR mask. Now of course you wouldn't want to do CPR without the gloves, so you could carry them both, and that fits really nicely actually. But I just want to show you guys the options for that. And then on the back here you got your Velcro belt loop, which is really nice, so you can take it off your belt without having to take off or undo your pants. Or you could put it on a duty belt because it's adjustable. You see that on each side. You do have a pocket for pen light, whether you're left or right handed, or for whatever you need to carry. Maybe a pen or pencil could go on that side. And then opening up, you got your Velcro closure to the main compartment, and you see a whole bunch of goodies. So you got your window punch. Now this is one of those spring loaded ones to where after a certain point of pushing in, the spring in there and back in here will just shoot forward. So it will work, and it is very sharp, so don't try and pop it on your knee or something, because it's gonna go in there. Now when I went through my extrication class, they gave us, the instructors gave us opportunity to test our own personal window breakers, and the thing that we found was the ones that are just the little point or the notch on the pocket knives, those things don't work very good at all. One guy even bent up his knife trying to pop a window. We found that the spring-loaded ones like this work the greatest. Now they got like these ones that after a certain point of the pressure it pops the spring forward, or they got the other ones where it's like on a ring and you can just pull it back and let it go. Those work too. And then of course they got tools specifically designed to cut through glass and to puncture the window, so those ones are cool too, but they're not as compact and nice like this. So this is a very nice tool. And then next you got your seatbelt cutter. You could just have a knife, or I'm sure the trauma shears could do that, but it includes one with a nice little handle on it. We found that cutting straight across doesn't work very good. It's always best to cut at an angle if you're cutting a seat belt. And then of course you got its blade there and a guide and a little protector so you don't actually cut yourself. And it says emergency seatbelt cutter. And then it says on there, you can save a life, ... I don't know if I would have put that on there. Honestly, I'd probably just leave that off. Just kind of a useless, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it on there, to be honest. Rothco sells orange ones, but this one comes specifically in this kit. And then you got your bandage shears. Really nice. Don't believe there's a difference between these ones and the ones that you get in the other set. You got your stutures. I think that's how that's pronounced. They just clamp things. Those could be useful. And your trauma shears, which are decent. They are very sharp, but the handle feels a little cheap in my opinion. And the interesting thing about it is that these are different from the ones that are included in this one, which this one, they're a lot thicker and the handles feel a lot nicer. You guys can probably see the difference in the texture of the plastic. These ones feel a lot more durable. And interesting enough, the shears that, or the trauma shears that come in this one are the same ones that you can buy separate from Rothco. So these ones, I don't know why they just didn't throw those ones in there, but these ones are different and they're lighter, so I guess that's a plus. And then you got your pin light, which it does include the batteries. It feels a little cheap, but let me see, because it comes with the batteries like this. They're made by a Rocket, so some off-brand. They take 2 AAA, and I'm gonna and they screw up in here, so I'm gonna put the camera down and show you guys that. So in this kit you can get the seatbelt cutter separate, and that's pretty much it. Or well, they got the seatbelt cutter separate, but it's in a different design. And then the other one that you can get separate is the window punch, and I think they're asking $12 for separate for those ones. So here is the pen light. It's a reusable one, so it's kind of nice. It is pretty light, and it's just got the on and off switch and a clip. In there is included this little straw, so you don't so you know that there's no batteries in there and they just corrode while it's sitting on the shelf waiting to be bought. So that's useful, of course, if any of you guys have ever been in the EMS field. And then last but not least, you get a double-sided stethoscope. Now, of course, you do have to put this together, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So there's actually many different styles of stethoscopes, not only in color and whatnot, but specifically what they're used for. They got cardiology ones and other ones like that, but for cardiology ones, I stopped at a nursing shop, and I think they were asking 150. I think it was 150, could have been more, for theirs. And obviously you would want to get the ones for your profession, of course. You don't need, let's say if you're just going in as an EMT, you don't need the $250 ones. Keep that in mind when buying them. So here is the stethoscope. And you just turn this the bell, and when you hear the click, you know it's which side it's facing. It is relatively thin tubing, so you usually want the thicker the better, because you can hear the heartbeat better. But this one it's decent, I guess, for what you get. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on. So you usually tap them like this. And sometimes there'll be a disc right here too, so they'll usually even be bent in a certain way, so you'll know which way to wear them, but they're not like that on this style. So yeah, so you get it's a pretty decent sized kit. You got your shears, window punch. It's a 7-piece kit. So, oh, and let's go over the carrier. So of course you got your pockets for all your shears and whatnot, and like so. So around here, if you're going to an MVA, that's motor vehicle accident, you're usually in your turnout gear, and we'll roll in an extrication truck that already has stuff like this. So your standard EMT probably just won't be out there. I mean, he'll be bunkered up with other gear too, so you know, I mean, I'm not sure how often other EMTs use those window breakers, but around here we'll have bigger tools for stuff like that. So that's how it all fits in. My only complaint, well, I got a couple, is the pocket for this pen light is very shallow and it could fall out, so I'd stick it in there like that. They could have made that a little bit deeper, and they could have included the same quality of shears, honestly. But other than that, I really like this design. I know some rural ambulance crews, they'll usually roll with these, because a lot of them don't wear the EMS pants that have all this pocket built in to carry this stuff, which I totally get why, because I mean, I don't know, they just do whatever. I guess you don't necessarily need the pants, you know, but when you got everything right here. So now here is the side-by-side. So of course with this one you get tweezers, and you don't get that with this one, but I could just take these out and throw them with this. But so those are the two Rothco EMS, EMT, paramedic holster sets that Rothco offers. I already have a separate review of this one, so go check that out. It'll be in the description. And then here's my review of this one. So overall, I think this is a really nice kit, especially for someone who's just starting out in the EMS world. Maybe they're just going through EMT school. This would be a pretty decent kit. So if you guys have any questions about this thing, just go ahead and let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful, and as always, have a nice day.